welcome back to Fred in the Shed, and a vintage CB video to show you this time. This goes way back to when I first came back to CB. Must have been 12, 13 years ago now, I guess. And a bit like some of you guys that are probably watching this that have maybe just come back, or you're thinking about coming back, I didn't really know what to expect. I was on CB back in the day, in the early 80s. We were just kids, and we had such a laugh back in those days, before it all went a bit silly. And I've made videos about those times. They're over on Fred in the Shed too, about eyeballs that went wrong and all sorts of funny things that happened. So with that in mind, I thought I'd come back onto CB radio, and I just imagined that it would be something like I Left Behind. I did think and wonder, are some of my old mates still on CB? Will I be able to chat to them all these years later? And unfortunately, it was absolutely nothing like that. I went out and bought a new CB at the time. This was the new 2797 regulations, and I bought this, was it a Macom EM27 little radio. It wasn't really the best buy. I was never happy with the speaker and the sound quality of this radio. I bought it mainly because it had a frequency display, and although it only had the FM Euro block, we hadn't been allowed AM in those days, I just thought that I would be able to learn some of the frequencies. It wasn't perhaps the best buy, and I set this up, and at first I put an antenna up in the loft on just a biscuit tin and then onto the water tank, and then later on I stuck that on the outside, and it was disastrous really. I got no contacts at all. I could hear some very distant people, but I got no contacts, and that was for about a year, believe it or not. For about a year I sat there tuning, listening, didn't get anything, and almost given up, and then I found some videos on YouTube, mainly Steve Stevens and Dave M0OGY, and this was about the time that sideband and AM was going to become made legal, 2012 I think that was. And chatting to them, and they persuaded me to get a brand new legal sideband radio. So when it came to Christmas, Mrs. Fred asked me, you know, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, oh, can I have a CB radio please? And she was like, really? A CB radio? Why do you want that? And she bought me a Grant 2. And when I got the Grant 2, that had sideband, and then following advice from Steve Stevens, I set up a silver rod antenna, just a half wave, on a 1.5 metre pole on an umbrella stand, just in the garden, very, very, very low. But with that setup, I then started hearing local breakers on the UK Muppets on the 1.9. Now, I remember being very, very nervous about picking up the microphone and talking on the radio. I just assumed that I would have the same kind of charisma that I had when I was 15, and it had all gone. And I do remember hearing these guys on the motorway, on the trucks, and picking up the mic and saying, oh, anyone give me a radio check, please? And occasionally they would come back and say, yeah, breaker, yeah, you're getting out. And I remember one guy, I do remember this, and I clicked on, I said, oh, can I have a radio check, please? And he went, yeah, you're getting out, mate. And I said, oh, great, how is my audio? Yeah, obviously I can hear you because I've come back to you. And I thought, oh, brilliant, I've got someone to talk to. And so I said, oh, okay, mate, and whereabouts are you heading today? And all silence. And are you still there, mate? And he came back, listen, mate, you asked for a radio check, and I gave it to you. But I don't want to talk to you. You're not my friend, okay? Just like that. And I was like, oh, and I'm like, oh, okay, sorry about that. Have a nice day. I put the mic down, and I switched the radio off, and I went across the other side of the room, and I was sitting there like that. They weren't very sociable, these truckers. So this video is quite important because I'd set up, and then I'd arranged on YouTube to have a contact with Steve. He was working in Hemel Hempstead at the time, and he basically said that he would talk to me when he finished work, and he did. And this is my first real contact on CB. I was so excited and really thrilled to talk to someone on CB, and we carried this on, and I could get Steve for 8 minutes before he hit the M1, and once he went up the M1 I lost contact because my antenna was so low. and I used to sort of hope that there was a breakdown or some traffic roadworks or something, so he got held up and then I could talk to him a little bit longer. But this was the early times, I say, and this was my first contact with Steve Stevens. I was made up at the time. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I haven't bored you with the story. I won't see you at the end, so cheers. Thanks for your view time. Really appreciate it on these videos, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys. Cool. I don't like this interference though. It's really bad. That's my local interference, but the other stuff, give it another shout. Steve, Charlie Tango 318, this is Fred 1664, do you copy? Steve, Charlie Tango 318, this is Fred 1664, do you copy? There he is.
318 mobile. Going back to Mr. Fred. You got me, Fred.
Copy. Charlie Tango 318 mobile. This is Fred, Charlie Tango 1664. Do you copy? I got you there first time, Steve.
Yeah, I got you. Fred, go up one. Go up to channel 28. 28.
Roger that. Do you copy, Steve? Do you copy?
Outside of Abbots Langley, over.
Right, copy, Steve. Yeah, you're coming through about S5. I've got a lot of local interference my end here. I'm just running a little bit of boots at the moment, just to sort of try and get out to you. But nice to actually speak to you, Steve.
Yeah, likewise. I turned the rig on. I thought I'm going to get that Freddish out, and before I could do it, I heard you calling me. So yeah, nice one. At last, it's good to hear the voice. Well, obviously you've heard mine well before, but yeah, it's good to hear you out there, mate. How you been keeping?
Yeah, very well, Steve. Very well. I don't know if you've been working indoors or outdoors, but it's been very nice outdoors, Rog. You know, I've had quite a nice day working outside.
Yeah, got ya. Well, I work inside, but yeah, I've had a good day, you know, and it's nice knowing it's Tuesday rather than Monday. I actually uploaded 2 yesterday. I don't know if you've seen them. One was from Wendover Hills, a place they call the Perch. I used to sit up there. It was like one of my old regular places back in the 80s. Another one I did yesterday was from Ivanhoe Beacon. I don't know whether you sort of know where either of them two are, do you?
I think.
I've got a junction coming up, and I'll sort of give you an approximate junction number, if you know what I mean. I would say junction 10, and that's M1.
10 miles, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going uphill as well, so it's just a shame I can't really catch some of this on film and upload it. I might even give it a go as it goes.
Yeah, well, no problem, Steve. I say I've got some of this on film, and yeah, you know, I'll probably be around, you know, this time of day again. So we'll certainly, like, you know, do it again. You'll just until you get sick of me, yeah, Rog?
No, I can gap on here all day, Fred. You know, well, you see me on my videos. Sometimes it just go into waffle spill. You know